Check. There we go. Oh, shit. Okay, let me get a mic check. Jesus, I have so much trouble with this. You guys hear me all right? Anybody? Oh, it looks like a couple came and a couple left. All right, there we go. Anybody hear me all right? Check, check, check. Yeah, it looks like, let's see. Check, check. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, shit, shit. Check. Check, check. Nope, that's wrong. Oh, fuck me. Hang on.
Check,
check, check.
Okay, that should do it.
Hang on, guys.
Oh, geez, that kind of screwed me up a little bit.
There we go.
Okay, so. All right, guys. Okay, let me try now. Mic check if I could, right? You guys hear me? I read you 5 mics. I read you 5. Hello. Hey, man. I'm just doing a quick mic check there.
Hang on.
You guys hear me all right?
Maybe too hot.
Check. Looks like you should be able to. All right, guys. Somebody give me a heads up on the mic. Check. Yeah, it looks like you're getting it. Just when you guys can give me a heads up, you can hear me all right? Because I got a little bit of a... now you have echo. Shit. Okay, hang on. Check. Better. All right, guys. Jesus Christ, I hate this. I hate these live streams. Not that I hate doing them. I love doing them. All right, let's see if we can get this figured out, guys. All right, so I make the mistake of assuming it's going to be like it was the last time. All right, so here's the question. Can you guys hear me? I can't. One of you guys got to tell me if you can hear me. Ollie's telling me I got echo. Okay, so hang on. Shouldn't be any echo now. Check. Yeah, I see it. Now it's perfect. Oh, good. Okay, all right. Jesus Christ. It's like a mental block for me. You would not believe how many things have to be tweaked to get it right. Okay, anyway, all right, here we go, guys. All right, so disclaimer, you guys have all, you guys know, right? We're disclaims, educational purposes only, not financial advice, right? So I got to do that. Oh, God, I've already worked up a sweat. Holy shit. No stress when it's live. Okay, all right, guys. So let me start here. This is I'm actually going to start with my final request here. This was French Toast because he's away. I'll forget if I don't do it. So he's giving us this is block.is. What is it? SQ is the handle. So he just gave me an image here, so we can get a look at it here. Okay, I mean, it seems like this would not be in dispute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is making sure you guys can see, right? Now, what he's dealing with and what's tricky for us, trying to put an Elliott count on it is what have we got here? Now, he's giving me, Jesus, what is he giving me? 1, 2, 3, 4 different counts here. So let me, just since we only have an image here, I brought it up over here. We take a look at this. We can maybe see a little bit better. Let's see. Are we good? Everybody good? Okay. All right. Well, let's see if I pull back on this, right? So here's the 1, 2, 3. This you got to do that as the 4, right? You don't really have much choice, and it's technical. Nice little consolidation. So easy to look at that and say, right? It's always so easy in hindsight. Distribution, down we come. So at this point, right? You'd look up here and you'd say, okay, well, if I'm going to go from swing low. From the absolute low to the high. Just checking with you guys, make sure we're all good here. Okay, absolute high. Not quite to the 50. You do, as you guys can see that I've got this, right? So, of course, right, we're gonna look for the algo, right? Of course, right? So here's 1, right? Well, we see the measured move has already gotten its target here. Now, Let's get over here. So what, with that, it looks to me like, and this is very much influenced by his count, where you see he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? There's a good 5 that we can clear here. There's this nice little 3, little ABC, right? So you're working backwards. So you're going, okay, well, where's my 5? Okay, can I work backwards into a 5? Well, here's the obvious 3 of the 4. Looks like you've got, I know this is probably a little bit hard to see. What can you guys see? It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a 5, 3 monster, right? Waterfall, right? Just a waterfall, 3. I mean, again, I don't think any Elliottians would dispute there. Now it gets a little funky down here. So when you look at it, right, it's hard not to see the similarities between this distribution and potentially, right? I mean, that's the, oh shit, here, come here. That's always the challenge, right? Is this a secondary distribution before we're heading lower, right? Or is this a reaccumulation? Well, you know, if you kind of do it this way and you put these together, you can make a pretty strong case here that this would be where we had accumulation before the last launch. So coming back down to reaccumulate. Now, you can't eliminate the potential that we distribute here and dump lower, right? So then, oh shit, what do I want here? So if I just go underneath here, well, now, okay, you can see how this is potentially, you can see the potential for this to maybe grab some liquidity down here. Now, for the Elliott count, it looks to me like we're incomplete here. So, let me go up a degree here. So that, oh shit, come here. So we'd have to come here. We'd have to go A. We're working on the B here before we get into the C. Right? Just Elliott hat on. Oh, here, let's just change that color, just so it stands out here. We'll go to, put it in green here. So if we're going to, there's 5 into the A. Looks like this is A, B, C, right? We got a clear 3 in this pivot here, potential liquidity grab there. So A, B, C. So we're trying to get the correction done this way, right? So this would be A, B, right? We don't know that we're done here. We're starting up into the C before we'd come down for a deeper pullback. So we'd be looking for this to be some sort of sideways flat, right? We're not progressing the trend. We're just going sideways. So very corrective after something very impulsive, right? It makes sense. And then where we are also kind of makes sense. We're back, like this is, you know, even if you cut it in half, you say accumulation, push up to get to the distribution here when we're back where we started. Is there a trade there now? Well, let's take a look here, because I think didn't look like he had he was more just kind of interested in the asset rather than he had a trade that was teed up. So it looks like there was a little bit of a struggle on his count. So this actually not a whole lot more evident. Well, so just easy things that you would do just immediately, right? So come off of there. Okay, so can I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Well, it's not terrible. So again, as I often, right, as Elliottians, we're kind of, you know, okay, does that work, right? So this, the 4, 5, that's not the 5 you'd hope for. We get a little bit of a little, I mean, essentially it's a double top, right? So, but the fact that we hold here, we hold that 2, we hold the 4 here and don't overlap the 1, kind of steers you into, all right, well, what else, right? So you're always kind of testing, right? How technical are we? I mean, it's almost like I feel like it's obnoxious. I show it so many times. I feel like it's borderline obnoxious. Like but I don't know what else to do, right? I mean, I feel like people watching me like, oh motherfucker, not this shit again, right? I mean, but again, I don't know how to teach you guys any differently, right? Okay, so you're looking here, going, I wonder why there's a double top there. Now I haven't pulled this. I don't know what's there. It'll just be my guess. That be it? Maybe it's a 50. All right, so when you're trying to decide, which one did they use? Right, that's always what we're trying to do, right? Obviously they used this one. We got first and second target to the tick. So now you're going, okay, what did they use? What did they use? Which one do I use, right? That's always the question. Well, fuck, which one do we use? Well, of course, it's helpful to look and see, okay, which one did they use, right? Can we see it here? Well, there's, again, I'm pretty much out of things to say about it, right? It's just so pervasive. I don't know how else to hammer that in, right? This is tick to tick, right? That's not what. So first thing to note, it's not the 618 golden zone, right? So from here we go straight to target. So we know, right? We don't have to wonder about it. We can see the evidence, right? It's not like, well, judgment call. We can see it. We know they used it right here, right? There it is. Boom. Okay. So now we come again. Now, I don't know. A little sloppy there. Here, maybe, right? So I can identify that they used this one. So I'm going to use that one when I pull down here, because I know they used it. Double top into a 50, right? It's not always going to be the golden zone. Many times it'll be the 50. This looks like, I mean, this liquidity up here looks like it needs a visit. So that's kind of surprising they didn't get there. But if this is going to, okay, now where are we, right? So now your question is, okay, where am I now? Okay, 1, 2, if that's one, well, if you're putting your Elliott hat on here, and we're going to assume this is a completed impulse, well, now we need a little more, right? We'd rather have it come down lower. If you're looking to get on the long side, well, first question is, are you looking to get on the long side? Well, now we can kind of put the thing back together and say, okay, well, if, right, and did I say if? If correctly identified, right, which we don't know, right? You can't confirm a count until it's either invalidated somewhere or you hit your targets, right? Which clarifies, okay, if this is A and we're doing an A, B, and then we're going up for a C, well, what do we need, right? We're looking for a 5, right? This is the advantage that Elliott Wave gives us, right? We can say, okay, well, we can project this. So now we don't know that this is coming, but if we're going to project for a 5 to come out of here to give us the C of the B, I'm just looking at where some potential liquidity might be grabbed right here, where you'd have a supply zone here. If we're going to come up and get that, well, that's how we're likely to get there, right? Yeah, I mean, you got to draw something, right? It's always a good idea to visualize the trade that you're looking for. So you draw it up here and go, okay, well, if something like this happens, well, obviously we're wrong, right? Okay. Next trade, right? As I like to say, right? It's just another trade setting up here. Okay, could this play for a C? Well, you'd be into the 1, 2. Let's see, I'm still on a 4 here. Assume that's the 1, or we got a double top here. Well, that's not. You'd rather. It looks like you might be able to squeeze some sort of 5 out of that, right? So you a little premature. So you're kind of down here going, okay, well, I kind of like this, but I like it, all the more down here. Probably got a nice little, you'd have multiples here. Oh, reasonable. You'd have a little demand zone down here off of this, right? Right. It's always the theory, right? Is it money had to be committed up here to break the structure to get that done, right? So if we come back down here, a little defense, unfilled orders. We don't know, right? You never know, right? You don't have to know. We can estimate. That's all we ever get to do, right? It's estimate probabilities. Well, based on that estimation, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that applies. Okay, that doesn't look like it would be enough, right? Just look at length of time. So you're pretty much sitting here going, okay, well, I'm going to hurry up and wait. Now you'd have the option to trade the B into the C, assuming that happens. That's a reasonable option. Where would you look to take it? I mean, again, we're kind of right. What? See why? So I look at that and I go, okay, why would you be thinking something else? I guess that's what. So there's a 5. I'm looking for a 3. Now, if it does something else, oh, okay. Well, again, it's just like if it does something down here, we take out that low. Oh, okay. All right? If not this, then what? Then what does this tell us, right? So every swing gives us a little bit more of a clue into the puzzle. So as we sit here right now, as you hear me say this all the time, Elliott is just a snapshot in time. Okay, based on what I can see right here, market hasn't revealed its intentions here, but based on what I can see and what it's doing and how people are likely reacting, people, machines, right? I don't know, 95% machines now. How are the machines likely to react? Well, we know this algo is a software, right? How are the algos likely to react here? Is there likely to be a reaction there? Yeah, we can assume that. Doesn't mean it wouldn't break, right? For all we know, we're going up here to the golden zone, right? We're going to something. We come down a little bit lower. I got another one here, right? It's just ping pong all day, every time frame, nonstop. Algo, right? We're doing 50. We're doing golden zone. Are we breaking? Oh, something else is going on, different time frame, right? It's just, again, it's not why the market moves. This is how the market moves. Yeah, again, right? If anyone can disprove that to me, that would be an interesting conversation to have. All right, so with block, I think you're in a hurry up and wait, right? We like it a little bit lower. I just think it's a bit premature unless you're scalping, right? If you're trying to scalp, trade here, take this one, then take this one, then take this one, right? You got 3 trades just waiting for you, right? You're just playing the algo ping pong. Why not? Okay, so I got French toast done there. I didn't want to forget him. Now I got a couple of these others teed up here since some of them were a little funky. This is for Stirs, right? He's been all over this, and we looked at this I think last week. So Stirs, the link you gave me. Oh shit! Oh, look at the look at the NQ. Holy shit! Unbelievable. We are certainly back to all news is good news. Or all news is a reason to buy. Okay, so I only say that just because I was trading it this morning, and it's just on an absolute tear, right? It was down yesterday, buying opportunity. We scream higher today, right? Seems to be the state of the market we're in. There's no real news, no massive macro news, just fear and greed. All right, I got sidetracked. Okay, this Stirs. We're doing. What are we doing? We're doing wrapped. Oh no, this is. Oh, fuck, what is it? Protocol? This is Rocket Pool Protocol against wrapped ETH on Uniswap. Okay, so we looked at this. I kind of tried to recreate the chart that you gave me, Stirs. And we had looked at this last week on the possibility that we had gone 1, 2, 3, and we were coming down here for some sort of a 4, and then we were off for the 5. Well, with this overlap here, as you duly noted, right, as he's acknowledging here, with the overlap of the 1, well, that pretty much eliminates, even though that, wick, maybe you let it slide. Maybe. All right, there have to be more reasons there. There's probably a little order block there. But now here we're closing below, we're clearly breaking this. So this is a little bit, if not this, then that, right? So, come here. Okay, so if it's 1, 2, 1, 2, well, it can't be 3. So what are all alternates? Well, it could be ABC, right? Maybe some sort of diag is shaping here. But for the bull count, with taking out this liquidity down here, where's the next bit of liquidity we're likely to grow? We have pretty much down here, probably got a little bit here as well. Well, if it's okay, so let's back up here and look at this, right? So first question, right? Always when you're analyzing an asset, it does not matter. Zero difference what the asset is. It doesn't matter. Time frame doesn't matter. Does not matter. They all trade the same way. Okay, right? So how about Rocket Pool to wrapped ETH? Okay, swing 50, target. Right, and note here, this is a corner pocket, right? Not golden, but we get a corner pocket, right? We know, right? If we hold this pivot, 80% odds we get there. Boom. Right, as it's hitting the algo target. Now you tell me, right? Okay, so what do we do, right? Then we go from here, come here, swing 50. What do we do? Boom, right? So here we get the median line again. We clear target here, so we get that. Then we get to the median line. Okay, now we're coming back down. What do we got? Okay, we got another 50. Now, 50, 50, 50. Right? Why would you assume? Wouldn't that be a reasonable spot to be saying, hey, shit, we're starting banging 50s here. Maybe this goes again. Well, of course, you'd have to give it a little bit more room down here because we could go golden zone. I mean, it's got, these have been 50 to the tick. So the fact that we're wicking through, maybe we're going a little bit lower here. We're looking for a 2, right? Where are we looking for the 2? Right there, right where it is. 1, 2. Well, if you're a bull, I know you start to choke on it a little bit because really, what do we have? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, it's a lot of 1, 2. So you start to choke on it a little bit. Like, am I overly bullish here? Well, I think you could maintain this bullishness, pretty much till about here, right? And then you got to be rethinking this, going, okay, well, and then additionally, what shape is this taking? Right now, it looks like a pretty good 3. All right, so this gets a little wonky in here, but some. Oh geez, it does get a little funky here. Probably something like this, right? Coming down here for 3. If we're going to drop a little bit further, if right? If we don't have to. It looks like it wants to finish lower here. So there's going to be liquidity, right? We don't have to wonder about that. We know there's liquidity. It looks like there's a little order block right here. Right? That may not be sufficient. There's more here. Oh, you're going to have a couple of these down here, which are potential pivots where you might find some reaction. Probably got a little liquidity there. So if this is coming down a little bit further, well, we're looking for some sort of a 5 to finish that. If it's A, B, C, 1, yeah. It does not look like a great looking 1. 1, 2, 3. Shit, that could be done. I suppose here, looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Working towards a 5. I mean, it's ugly. Terrible, not much of a 2. Just all wick, right? 3, 4, right? But can you count it that way? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't be using that exclusively because look at all the chop you have in here. It's a series of 3s. It's not clear. This looks like a 3. This looks like a 3. You probably got a 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jesus. A, B, C. That's an ugly 1, 2. So it's sloppy, right? From the Elliott perspective. Again, we have a lot of things to trade. Maybe, I know Stirs is all over this, so he must have a decent sized position here. I mean, relative to his account, right? He's focused on it, so yeah, my guess is he's in it and is looking for confirmation that he's on the right side of the market. That would be my hunch, right? Because my guess is he was thinking 3. Now we invalidated, so what's left? Well, if it's not 1, 2, 3, well, 1, 2. Okay, so we start doing it. Let's get some of this off of here. Okay, 1, 2. I'd be on the buy side until I clear that golden zone, until we get a close below. There's no reason not to. Okay, well, back to okay. If you're going to trade this, what kind of risk reward can I structure there? Well, if I'm just going to use the wave 3 target, which would be right here. I'd have another corner pocket, potentially golden. We're not there yet. 1, 2, 3. 29 to 1. Right. So, okay, 29 to 1 here. Let's back it off. There's 20, call it 22. Give it a potential for that to wick through. I mean, how many of those do you need? I have absolutely no idea or no sense of any conviction in this. I'm just looking at the technicals. Why there's no reason why that couldn't fly. If you get stopped out, again, it's not kids' tuition money, just another trade. Reasonable, right? Again, as I like to think, okay, if you're putting this into your trading journal, okay, here's the trade I took on what is today? July 27th. Here's the trade I took on the 27th. Okay, here's the chart, here's the setup, here's the risk reward. If I get stopped out, do I feel like, oh, what the fuck was I thinking? How could I have possibly thought that was going higher? Probably not. Probably not, right? I mean, why would you not take it? As I say all the time, right? There's only one reason: you like something better. Yeah. How many 21.93 trades to 1 do you have teed up in your watch list right now? More than 2? I'm going to guess 0. So here's one for you. Okay. Thank you, Stirs, for that one. Okay, CN Salazar, you sent me this one. I thought this was a little funky. CN Salazar is giving me pure geometry here, which is just fine. He sent me a 24-hour. This is a little... Oh man, you're all over the place here. Okay, so we got no Elliott, which is fine, right? I never insist that these guys put an Elliott count on, right? Sometimes it's just so wacky like this. Jesus, what are we doing here? God, I almost want a fresh chart to see this. You know what? I'm going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to get here. Oh, that's his. So I'm going to go, fuck, I can't do it. I can do it here. I'm going to go PG. Let me just get a blank chart here. CN, what'd you give me? You gave me, yeah, that's okay. All right, let's, we are in log scale. Oh shit, this is gonna need more. Let's go to a weekly, right? Let's see what we got here. I guess this is, I mentioned this on Friday. I guess they've changed this to now auto is here. Weird. What's that? Oh, no, that's not COVID. Here's COVID. Okay, so what the fuck is that? Financial? That looks like a bad tick, actually. Okay, well, here's COVID. So let's work off of this, the pre-COVID low. All right, what do we get here? What? I literally am out of things to say. I mean, it's tick to tick. Will they get it again? Probably. COVID low. Well, that's just out of curiosity. We didn't get there. I might have used something here. Interesting, right? So we can identify the support, but we'd be looking higher. So we'd be looking back here. All right, so let's see what we can do here. We can certainly look at this and say, okay, that looks like liquidity that did not get tapped. Double top. Jesus, that's kind of a... Well, this is kind of tricky, actually, now that I look at it. Do we overlap here? It looks like we didn't. And we didn't here. All right, so this is a little tricky in here. Okay, so can we get a 5 done here? Well, let's just, since we're here, let's see what we can come up with. Is this, right? Again, sometimes you park them there and say, okay, does this fly? Can I make this work? It doesn't quite look like it would be done. Well, unless you did a true double up here, that's going to be tough to finish that. You'd have to, you can't go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, fuck, maybe you can. I'm on a weekly. Let's go to the daily. See, we get a little wonky here. I don't think you can do 4, 5 here. So you're kind of stuck with, it's kind of a shit show here. 1, 2, we can't, well, that's annoying, right? No doubt about it. We hold here. So it looks like you might be able to get this to fly. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so that looks solid, but then I got an ABC. Oh, did you do this to me, CN? You give me something here. I guess I understand why you're looking at it. Tricky one. Now we're going here to here. You're going to have to do this as some sort of a diag. This is impulse. This is down. Fuck, are we going to have to do an ABC? Well, if that's the case, it looks like you might. Trying to work on a... And let's just check that length. Well, this is a tricky one. Right, from the Elliott perspective. We're not going to be... Well, you got a zigzag here, so you got to work backwards from that zigzag. So you're going to have to do WXY there. WXY. Oh, that's kind of a pain in the ass. Let's see here. How are we doing here? Another 50. Seems to like the 50s. 1, 2, 3. Oh, looks like you could get that done. X? Oh, fuck, actually, it looks like that could be X. Oh, shit, here. I didn't know I was going to get stuck here. Okay, so what do we got? We got, let's go platinum. It's a little high for an X, but let's consider that. XZs, I'd start there. Oh, let's do that. Get you in green, we see it. I think that's how I'd start, right? Because this, we can't go one. Well, I suppose we could go 1, 2, 1, 2, but it doesn't look like it's quite done here. So this looks like they're grabbing the liquidity here, and they're doing the same thing, right? It looks like the same thing, right? Just liquidity grab here, liquidity grab, right? You can see this triple sitting right here. So they're grabbing. That makes me think this has got a little more down. Let's get in there. X. That's a shitty start. Sure looks like a 3. Elliott's a little tricky here. I don't know that you need it. So what's unmitigated? I guess we could say this is yet to get tapped. This has been tapped here. So even if we use that pivot, right? So they're to and through that. So this is done. Right. Well, that was tapped here. Right now we're going through that. And looks like another 3. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to get stuck here, but here I am. All right, looks like there's golden zone right there. Hey, shocking, right? So there's golden zone on that side. So if I'm trading this, which I can't say I love it, CN, I don't love this one. It's a little unclear what we're doing here, but this sure looks like I've reached, well, you know, is there any question about what happened here? Right, so I'd be on the short side. I'd be looking for a short trade here, maybe a little kickback here. No reason. Oh, you could probably use these. I'd do it this way. I'd take a partial here. If I came down here, I'd take a partial here, but I'd be anticipating a possible move down here to the swing low. Triples here. Interesting, right? Do you see this is do you see this little consolidation here, how that matches this little consolidation here, right? It's much like first thing we looked at, where it's like, okay, is this distribution? Is this more distribution? Right? It looks like distribution, accumulation, distribution. Right? It seems to have a tendency, you could almost do the same thing over here. It seems to have this tendency to consolidate here before we get out of the moves, which many markets will do that. That's what I would do. So I'd have a partial here where you'd want to pay attention to this. So if we're coming down here, I'd probably take a part. There's almost 8 to 1, 16 to 1, full Monty down here, 18. What do we got? 18 to 1. With partials along the way, be interesting to see if you could break that. You got a little demand zone down here, so maybe you're coming down for the third. Anybody going to be disappointed if they only get, we got there 15 to 1. That's the way I would approach that. The Elliott needs to clarify. Where is this? Because this doesn't look good, right? It looks like a 3, 5, right? So you can't really go 1, 2, unless this is going to go higher and overlap, and then you have a very kind of a fucked diag, right? I wouldn't go ABC 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't think of that as a diag, right? So I would just take it off of the technical pivot here, which you can tee it up however you want from the pivot high. You're in the pocket here. Stop. Maybe the most you give that is 707. That's the most I'd give it. 707 here, right there. If that comes back up here, maybe there's a little oh, there's a little. Looks like you got an order block in here. Supply zone, right in there. Right. Let that come up here. Tag that. Run sweeps. Well, here you got a little fair value gap. Well, you can kind of start to build a case for it. You got a little imbalance here. Here's some liquidity that needs to get tapped, right? So right there, you can have a little liquidity grab that might get you up into this order block here. Run through this. Here you got supply. That's how I would do it. And then you tee up 14, 8 to 1, 7 to 1, whatever you're, however aggressive you want to be. There's 6.19 to 1. I think that looks pretty good right there. That's what I would do. And then the Elliott, this has got to clear itself up. Well, you can see if this is going to go as a 5, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to go as a 5, well, this starts to fall apart. Then you're thinking, oh, shit, well, so you take the loser. Okay, welcome to trading, right? Okay, I got in the ring, and oh my God, someone jabbed me. Okay, I'm going to take a stop here. But now, what am I going to be thinking? Okay, if I'm impulsive here, I'm going to be looking for the 3, and maybe something else is happening. But next trade here, and this wouldn't be not long term, but you can be out into the fall here. We are on a daily chart. I think you're on the short side but I would be very disciplined on that stop because this is it's kind of back here. You got the same thing up here, right? Again, it's more accumulation, distribution, accumulation, distribution. I would take the short side there. Okay, that's all I got seeing. That's a funky one. Interesting. Not the best looking count I've ever seen. WXYX. You need an ABC to get that done down here. All right, let me keep moving. All right, I don't want to get stuck there. Okay, I got Woo Wonka. Oh, shit, I keep saying Wonka. Wonka is... Let's pop in a peek at the NASDAQ. He wants... I think I teed this up for him. He wants Bitcoin perpetual. Here it is, right? So this is what he's asking for. This is the Bitcoin perpetual futures on Bybit. This was... no, fuck. He wanted it on Bybit. Okay, I don't think, it's not going to matter, right? Bybit or Binance. He must be trading it, right? It's going to be the exact same count or structure. Well, we've looked at this several times, right? So it remains to be seen. I had someone comment last week on the video because I looked at Bitcoin, right, as I do on Friday, saying, why do you assume 1, 2? Why do you assume 1, 2? Well, my thought being that it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Why do you assume that? Well, to some degree, that's not an unreasonable question. Why do you assume the bullish? And that's I would take you all the way back to this, right? That's the only reason I would be hesitant on being bullish here is because that's just a terrible looking finish for a major asset. That's a terrible looking finish, but it does fly, right? It is. You can get a valid count here. So get this so I don't lose my audio. You get a valid count here. And to any of you bears, right? We looked at the bearish count the week before, and I gave this guy a bearish count. This was some sort of a flat here, which I think is very unlikely at this point in time. That we've got some sort of an A, B, C going in here or C going in here. I think that's extremely unlikely, right? So this is why I didn't dwell on it. Other than I posted it up the week before, right? So do I think that's what we have? Absolutely not. I wouldn't go. Well, for a scalp, you probably have a reasonable justification here to take something short, but you're kind of in a tough spot here, right? For anyone who's trading Bitcoin right now, actively looking for where's the next trade. It's just screaming in your face. Higher risk place to buy. That by no means am I saying that this couldn't just absolutely moonshot from here, right? Where there's lots of good background, I don't know, maybe it's not noise yet, but there's lots of good background developments with regard to ETFs that are coming, and if it's BlackRock or I don't know, Fidelity, several of the big players are trying to get an ETF put in. right? That's gonna do good things for Bitcoin. I don't know what it does to the alts, but certainly that's going to be good for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if that's what we're doing here, then you're kind of, it's a little bit like if you didn't take the drop in your lap, like, oh my God, is it really going to retrace 50 right to that structure? Is it really going to do that? And you didn't take that? Well, you're a little fucked now, right? So I mean, it's high risk. Again, it could do that, but the safer way to take this, I wouldn't add there. I don't buy highs, right? I don't buy high. That's what I should say. I think you're kind of stuck here, right? You can see here there's an imbalance here. So if we pop here, we could easily pop there, right? And then maybe you're going to have to wait for that, right? To come back and test from above, test that structure, right? Does more supply come in here, or are we just on our way? So you're just late, right? You missed your chance right here, right? To take a low risk. Well, think about the risk reward here. Even if you just put the stop under that pivot, right? Stop here, target up here, right? It's not unreasonable to suggest that, oh, well, if you took it here, you should be out here, right? There's $5-6 grand there for a short-term trade. I mean, these supply zones, these were here waiting for it. Waiting for it, right? So if you're a buyer down here, as I don't know how many weeks in a row, I said, hey, possible opportunity down here. If you didn't take it, well, you're a little kind of a bummer, right? So now you got to look at this and go, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And we starting the retrace? Is it 1, right? And Bitcoin is not this whole move. The 2s have been a real fucker, right? Is it, are we going for the 5 here? Could be. How are you going to know, right? There's not a whole lot to dig into, to unpack, because we just have the moonshot. Well, this is ETF news, right? Moonshot. 1, that's your 2. Fuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we could be done here. Well, then you got a little 3, right? It's this simple, genius of Elliott. Let's keep it simple. Do I have a 5? Do I have a 3? 5s and 3s. That's what we're looking for. Okay, 5, 3, 5. 3. All right, so let's label it. Right? If this is the 1 and this is the 2, let's see, can we do it? You're gonna have to dig your 4 out of that. Well, there's 2 thoughts here. One is that it's 3, 4, 5, and we completed this shot. All right, and this is the correction. The counter to that would be the 4 is perhaps we're doing it right now, right? And this would all be the internal. This would be the internal 3, 4 of this. If I take that up a degree, that would be your thought, right? With your Elliott hat on, oh, that could be the 3, 4 of the internal. Well, then you'd do a little measuring and say, okay, well, what else are you going to use, right? Otherwise, you're guessing. So let's say, okay, well, let's take the length of the 1 from the proposed 2. You're not hitting anything to the tick. That you're not so far gone here. I'm not even in log scale. You're not so far gone here that you think, well, that's not likely the 3. I mean, you're, sure, okay. ABC. Now, are we going here? Or is this going to be WX? Let's get in there. Sure looks like a 3 down here. It's not a great ABC 1, 2. You're gonna have to dig the finish out of that. ABC. Well, what's the first question? Okay, I know this is obnoxious, but get you right there. Let's get. Looks like we went through just by it. CH. That's 65 to the tick. What? After a while, so there's one. Here's the target. Here's one. We don't make target right now. It's already been invalidated. So just because we have a target, right? You see this one, we didn't get there, right? But you can understand why we stopped there. Now we've got all this liquidity that's been created, right? So always, right? The question is, and why this is so in our labs, just adding that, or like it's just so you don't forget, like, oh shit, well, there's a bunch of liquidity up here, right? Because where are there likely to be stops, right? We can all look at this and say, well, we know. Oh shit, here. What do I want? I want this little. we'll do this thing, right? So we know there's stops here, right? No, it didn't get very big. But this would be potential liquidity, right? So if we're coming up here, it's big. Oh, I'd probably refine it this way. I was looking for where's the supply. This is yet to be tapped into, right? Unmitigated, as they say, right? So we're not up here to this potential mitigation. We see there's liquidity up here, right? Every pivot, right? There's liquidity. Look, there's liquidity everywhere, right? Every single pivot is liquidity on every single time frame. So you're looking up here going, oh, would there be stops up there? Well, looks like they just grabbed them right here. Right? Did they not just grab them right here? Any sort of trend line liquidity that was here, grabbed. Oh, let's go to a 1. Since it's Bitcoin here. Well, that's kind of ugly. It does look like more of it's a WXY. Do we have a 5 there? Maybe. Oh, shit. I think we can, oh shit, I got too much on there now, so let me get that, let me just relax there. We'll bring that back in a sec. Looks almost more like, looks like there's a 5 here. Oh, that's not great. What do we do here? I don't know. I can't say I like the idea of going 1, 2. Again, don't particularly like that shit. I'm already on a 30. This just looks like a lot of. Geez, I don't really like to go below that for a long count. But if we're gonna dig something out of here, what do we got? Can we get something done here? Here, I'm gonna get stuck again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You might be able to dig a diag out of that. Let's go with it. All right, 1, 2. Have to check that's not the shortest. It might be. Oof. Can that get any closer? I don't think it makes it. No, it doesn't. All right, so we're not long. So 3, right, of all the rules, right? This is one of the few you can't break. So we can't count it that way. Oh shit, I don't think you've got much there. That's the 4. You have to maybe do it this way. Looking for ABC. Still thinking diag. A, B. So you'd have to get the inside, right? So we need ABCs in here. A, B, C. Looks like what you got there. All right, as soon as we switch to diag, we're looking for ABCs, so that could fly. I don't know, it's not, is it great? No, obviously not. It's not what you want, right? If this is the 4, we'd like to have a rip-roaring impulse come off of that. Yes, excuse me. 4, well, you know, start of the 1 through the pivot of the 3, you're looking for a 50. Okay, we're all right. I can't say I love that. So that you're kind of back to this. You're late, right? You're just late to this party. I think your better choice here is to wait for this to complete. Let's go back to that 1 hour. This is just too unclear. So why with Bitcoin take a flyer, right? What is it? It just hasn't revealed enough, right? It's not given us enough to work with, so we can say, oh, I see it. At least I don't. I don't see. I see the 3s. I see a 3. I see a 3. I see a 3. I see a 3. Right? It's just at the end of the day, we could look at this and say, well, okay, we're not progressing the trend. So we're just in consolidation, and it's unclear, sloppy Elliott. Coming out of the chute was great, right? But I'd still be a little bit more inclined to be thinking this is what completed. We're trying to work through some sort of a correction. So if you're long from the retrace here, this would be a high class problem. Oh, we're going higher, right? The 5 is still up here. Okay, all right. Well, then you're looking for a deeper retracement. Right, if we're going to go up and get the 5 here, this is a clusterfuck. So it doesn't. You don't want to guess and go, well, could be, maybe. Oh, let's take a flyer. Well, maybe some of you do. I wouldn't. I've got this huge imbalance down here where the market doesn't like to leave this, right? Doesn't like to leave all this unfilled. So I'd be anticipating a little bit more of a deeper pullback to fill in some of this imbalance, right? And the market's not obligated to, right? We could just keep rolling here, but as it sits right now, I don't think you have enough here to say, oh, okay, I'm going to buy into the push because I think the 5th is higher. It may be, but I just don't think there's anything technically there to say, oh, it's worth the risk. Let's load the boat there. Plus, you're coming out of grabbing some liquidity up here, right? It's all wicks. This is just why you want to be careful up here, right? Because you're vulnerable to just being a liquidity grab, right? As they often said in the market structure context, right? If you don't know where the liquidity is, you are the liquidity. If you're in the market, if you can't spot it, right? So there we have imbalance here. We looked at this. We know this was technical. This was our nice pop here into the 50 and that structure here. That's the one you missed. Now, just look at it. That look like you want to buy it there? I guess if what you see is breakouts, if you're a breakout trader, well, you're probably already long. I'd be on the other side of that trade, or just not in. Well, I am long, right? So if you're long here, good luck, man. So if you're long there, right, and how many times you check on the market a day? Why? Because you're nervous about it, right? You're nervous about shit. Did I buy the highs? Don't tell me you're not. You are. All right. Let me keep moving here. I won't get stuck there. Okay. So Wonka wants. What are the Jesus? God, the NQ is just unbelievable. Unbelievable run. Okay. So MATIC. All right. MATIC. MATIC. What do we want? MATIC. He just wants USDT on Binance. MATIC on Binance. I didn't get. Oh, let's see. Oh, wait a second. I take this back. Oh, sorry, Wonka. He did give me a link. I was thinking he just gave me. My bad, guys. My bad. Okay, Sorry, Wonka. I didn't see your link there. I just saw that you had posted the 2 you wanted. Okay, so I fucked you up on this. It's all right. All right, let me just quickly review your Bitcoin here because this looks pretty good. So you're in a 1-2 as well, right? So, okay, well here, so I just wrestled through that as to why this would be, if you're going to take it, maybe take the retrace here. So I just wrestled through why I might pause on that myself. But his count here, he's counting the same way, right? That's good to see that he's counting it the same way. 3, okay, we're working on the 4. He's looking to be a buyer down here on this structure. How'd you do this one? You did A, B. Oh, that's cool. That's good looking work there, Wonka. That looks like a little influence from PK. Maybe you've just been, working with him. So A, B, C, right? We've looked at this. A, B, into the 2, 1, 2, right? Same count, right? So if you're going to take that 4 to the 5, he's not going for much, but what's he got there? 7 to 1. All right, since I shot my wad on that one here. All right, let me get over to your MATIC. So you have an average fill price. So he's long right here, right? That's his average fill price. Okay, 1. Yeah, we've looked at this before. This is a very true. I'm seeing PK's work all over this, which is good because, right, you want to learn from guys like that. Okay, 1 A, B, W. Wow, that's good. A, B, C into the W, which we can do. We can finish that W that way. Then we got to go X. Now we need an A, B, C, A, B. All right, that's pretty ballsy. Okay, so 1, 2. So he's been buying in here. You can certainly see some reasonable participation here, right? So demand. You got a little one underneath here that didn't get tapped, right? All right, if we roll over, that's likely where they're headed. So 1, 2. Gave me a 24. Let's go to a 2 hour. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, what happened here? I got a 5 here? What is that? Oh, I think you want this 5 over here. Maybe I moved it. Is that, you wouldn't be truncating there, I don't think. Okay, so 1. Little wiki down here, but just well, what are they doing there? You can see it. Right here, so here's your liquidity grab right here. Oh shit, you can. What? Jesus, I have to take a look for a second. You're because I do it the opposite way. My whites are up, his are down. Right, so here, double tap into this demand. 1, 2. Not a great looking start. I don't think you wanted to trunk that. I moved this. I don't think you wanted that over there. Well, we're not. It's not a great looking impulse, but it looks like we might be able to hold here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boy, that better go because this is sloppy in here. Sloppy Elliott. It feels a little bit like that's hopium. Like, oh, okay, well, let's call that a 1, 2. Okay, it's not really a 5, but let's call it a 1, 2. You almost would rather it because this looks like an ABC. You'd almost rather it overlapped because then you're eliminating the impulse. As long as you got a good target up here, that's a reasonable spot. Oh, there's going to be stops liquidity up here. That's a reasonable target. So what's he in for? 6.75 to 1. It's not bad. It's not right. I mean, is that a great looking setup to launch from? It's not beautiful Elliott, but it's certainly valid technically. So it got a little bit like this was all just fundamental data. There was bad news for them. Okay, so what would the alternate be? This is a 3. This is some sort of a 3, and the 4 is going to be something. All right, over here we're going to do the 4 here, and the 3 would be down here. The 5 is going to roll over. So you can see a case. Well, if it rolls over, see that's what Elliott gives you. If not this, then what? Well, if not that, then likely this. Right. So okay. That's, is that great? No. 1, 2, 1, 2 would be possibly an alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's such a big 4, right? That's why I think he's all right there on the long side. So I wouldn't overstay my welcome here. But if I got that, I think you'd be content, right? You've got a target here. I think that looks reasonable. Okay, good one, Wonka. And I'm going to guess you've been working with. I can just always tell, right, when they've been working with some of my senseis because they have a certain style. Everybody has sort of I can spot their work right away. This looks like some heavy PK influence, which is good for you for working with him, right? If you're going to work with someone, that's the guy to work with. Okay, Pizza Man, how's it going? Oh, this is funny. Pizza Man's giving me Hut. Makes me want to go Pizza Hut. Okay, so let's go copy link. What are we doing? Hut. What is Hut? Sunglass Hut? What is it? Shit, I can't even remember. What is Hut? Give me a sec here to get the live chart up. I honestly don't know what Hut is. Oh, it doesn't matter, right? Many of the assets I look at, I have no idea what they are or what they're about because I don't need to. Oh, it makes me curious. What is Hut? Well, I don't want to fuck with it. Okay. Holy smokes, Pizza Man. What do we got here? We got a lot of geometry. I'm going to just chill on some of this. Okay, let's get, let me get some perspective here. So we're going to go, holy shit. Okay, so we got a clear 5 here. WXY. All right, so I know that's impossible for you guys to see. So I'm gonna clear some of this up just a little bit. So, okay, so miss of the median line touch here. So the implication being because, okay, so trading principle number 4, failure to make, right? So he's got a corner here, failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater, right? That's trading principle number 4. If it doesn't make the median line, that's as telling as it making the median line, because that means the counter forces here are strong. So 1, 2, now he's looking for, it looks like he's after something. Heading higher, maybe an A, B, and a C is yet to come. I know, Jesus, that's a lot of stuff on there. Let me get that out. Okay, so that's not, so we're seeing that on the corner. So I'm gonna just, holy shit, I gotta hide some things. Okay, so where's your, so let me hide. Looks like that's what he's after there. I'm gonna hide so we can see it. I'm gonna hide that one. Okay, now we can get a look at this. Okay, so here's the corner. So thus we have, if I draw this up the way he's got it, so we're going well beyond that. Let's go, let's put some 707s, right? So we got the 786, right? It's not uncommon for a retrace, right? Certainly valid for a 2. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, WXY, which looks like, right? So you can see the A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the C. So golden zone, right? No, we get the reaction on the golden zone, which fires the X. Then we break. So we have a deep corner. Let me leave that. All right, so we're on the daily. Let's dig in there. 1, 2, gold. No, is that golden? Yeah, it is. So this one can come out. So it looks like we're going to go golden again, which I think he just drew. All right, so there it is. So here's, let's see, what's he doing? He's using a channel there. So I'm only, a lot of times I'm just trying to get my own grip on what we're doing here. So I see why he's using a channel, because the angle. So, well, we could recreate it. We could just go to modified shift. Now we've got his channel. All right, so I'm assuming most of you guys all know a modified shift is just a channel, which is what he had, right? It just took me a minute to get there. I had to kind of follow along with his thinking. Okay, so 1A. What are you thinking here? Triangle? Yeah. All right, let's go with it. A, B, C, D, E, right? Underthrow on the E, that's fine. A, B, let's go up a degree. C for the B, let's take you up a degree so we can see this. Okay, right? So now he's looking for this to come out of that. All right. Well, that's not what you'd hope, right? That you'd go 1, 2, 1 triangle B, C, right? So thus his thinking, right? Okay, now I can follow what he's thinking. Okay, so he's thinking 1 A, B, C. So we're going to get a flat here, some complexity in it with the A, B, C coming down here. We don't know where that goes, but that's pretty good work actually, right? Once you get through all the geometry cues that he's in. It's always easy once you're on, right? Because you drew it, so you know what you're doing. 1, 2, A, B, C, down. So let's dig in there. Do we have any obvious? Well, all of this, right? So he's kind of doing that. You can see all of this would be, Jesus, come here. All of this here would be liquidity, as this is liquidity. Now this has been grabbed. Oh, grabbed here. So so you could see the same thing here. Well, this is actually a good example, right? Do you see here, right? So there's stops here. This is obvious liquidity here. They grab that, down we go. Come back here, mitigate here. A, B. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I think for a bull, it's hurry up and wait. Looks like that might have a little more kick in it. If this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe a little more in that. Oh, I mean, you could really nail that down. Yeah, I think it's kind of a weird one, Pizza. It's not playing the idea. So what he's doing is he must be in it, right? Or for some reason he likes it. It's not giving you what you'd hope for. But if we get the C down here and it does it in a clean 5 and a clean impulse, you know, hard not to think he might have it there. A, B, C. So to me, this is hurry up and wait. So it's a bit of a green banana. Okay, maybe, right? If this starts to run, boy, this is going to get tricky because we can't have a triangle in the 2. We'll deal with that. Deal with that if we need to. As it sits right now, I think it's a hurry up and wait for the entry on the long, unless you want to short it. Maybe take some options. I don't know that if I had 3 trades I was putting on, I'm not sure this is one of the 3 I'd pick. Pizza Man, but maybe that this is something he's in, or he likes it, or likes the story, whatever. Not the prettiest technical setup, but I appreciate him posting that. Thanks, Pizza Man. Okay, so we're almost done here. It'll be a short one today since starting early, since I'm traveling for a couple of days this week. I'll be gonna miss a few days. Okay, so I've got Ben B. Of course, Ben B has a Benjamin Franklin avatar. It's easy to spot him. Ben B, what are we thinking here? So we are on, interesting. We're on, wait a minute, that's not right. You wanted silver. Why am I getting your, was this what you gave me? Yep, that's what you gave me. So, SLV, is it silver? Oh, wait a sec. SLV. I don't think you want Whirlpool. iShares Silver Trust is what I think you want. Yeah, there's your Silver Trust. Okay, I'm going to do this real quick just because it's easier on my eye. So let's go. Okay, there we go. See a little bit. Okay. All right, so let's. What are we doing here in silver? Well, let's back up a little bit. What are we doing? Pretty good 5. I guess we're going to work with that. I think we're stuck with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm thinking is what he's thinking there. A, B, C. All right, let's get some framing on this. Okay, so COVID low shoots into a 5, deep retracement, but still an internal retracement, right? Below the golden zone. So you don't have an algo, but okay, great example. Okay, so you lose the big dog right here. You lose the big algo right out at this degree, but look what happens next. So you think, oh fuck, I don't have an algo. Well, look at the next swing. Boom. Right, golden zone to the tick, right? Not general area, right? Literally tags the 65. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thought we'd be retracing to golden zones? I mean, how would you ever have thought that? Who's that crazy to think we would do it back to back? Right, so swing, golden zone, target, all right, clears the target, a little sloppy down here, but then we pick it back up, right? So listen, it's not that they reverse here, it's that they're out. And then the next, right, there'll be shorts and longs, right? Same, for all we know, same company, same people, same algo, same outfit, same bank. We don't know who it is, we don't need to know. Okay, what are they going to do? If they want, when does it get long? And there is no There is no, oh, well, let's analyze silver and we want to get on the long side. No, that's not how it works. It's just in there. It's just in there. It's almost like it's almost like a virus, right? It's on both sides of the market, and it's just going to buy or sell at either side, right? Does not matter. They don't care. It seems like, oh, come on, man. Of course they care. No, they don't care, right? Do you think they cared that this didn't go? Well, shit. All right, is it this? Oh, here, I'll just use something. Oh, I just missed that one. Wicks, right? Do you think that they care here that this doesn't go to target? No, they don't care, right? Because they'll just take the sell, right? Oh, they lost a little here. Oh, but they made a lot here. That's what it is. They I'm just seeing. It sounds completely like, are you fucking kidding me? No, they don't care. They don't need to care, right? Because the market just does the same thing. Okay, so let me. I'm only Ben B. I'm just pulling some of this stuff off just so I can see what you're thinking here. Okay, so there's. Got long in the golden zone. Okay, so he's already, I love to see that, right? I don't get enough people saying, hey, man, I took that golden zone trade. It really worked out beautifully. So it looks like he's in here. Jesus Christ. So perfect golden zone. Okay, A, B, C, right? Reasonable. He's got, what are we thinking here? What are we thinking, Ben? Oh, I see. You're giving me 2 counts. Oh, I see. All right, you're giving me the internal. Let's put that. Oh shit. Let's put that something I can see. Okay, so A. How are we getting a B out of that? Let's go to a 4. That's not a great looking B. So you're gonna go. You're gonna go A, B, C. I'm not sure about that Elliott count, but this is some funky Elliott. Okay, so this is clearly a 3. So we'd have to do this. Holy fuck! What are we doing here? A, B, C down here. I can't say I love this. All right, let's just get a handle on it. It's so wicky, Jesus. I'd almost rather go to. Let me see if I can do it. Because it's so wicky, right? So let's see if we can go. Let's go into the Forex. Oh fuck me. Let's go silver here, just so I can look at this, which I would often do if I was looking at an ETF or anything, just to get a better look at this here. Let's just make sure we're not completely ass backwards here. All right, so there. Okay, so that all. It's not exact, but it's pretty damn close. So that's what I would do. So I can get I don't have all the breaks here on the market structure. So let me pull you off for a second. I'm getting stuck here. It happens on these live streams. Every now and then you get stuck. All right, so let's go back to a daily. What the hell are we doing here? COVID low. Well, can we keep this simple? This is what I would think. All right, here's 5, here's 3. Right, so internal retracement, back to the structure, probably demand zone there. There's the 5, there's the 3. Okay, well, coming out of this, can I get a 5 going? Well, so if you got your Elliott hat on, you're thinking here, oh, fuck, all right, COVID low, 5. Complex, but there's a 3, right? Again, if you can simplify it, do it, right? I mean, as would relate to a trading decision. Now, if you're a student, right, you're working on your Elliott chops, well, yeah, try and get every swing. For us, our purposes here, what do we really care about? What did the algo do last? Well, a little sloppy here, so we picked it up here. Right, remember, we just went through this, right? So we just picked it up here. Right? It's a little bit sloppy here as well. Looks like that's wick only. Actually, cleaner in the ETF. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we make that fly as a 5? Does it work? So it's a series of. It has to be a series of 3s. Oh shit, no, let's just go with it. Let's keep it simple here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I guess you got to do it that way. Okay, so bullish, even though we got sloppy down here. So you'd have to do it as a diag. This looks like ABC is going in. This is slightly lower. Oh, hang on. No, it's like it's a true double. Right, so look, right. Great example, right, of why here are two really, really, like, pay attention here, guys, anyone watching. This is why you don't buy highs, right? I promise you somebody bought it here, right? Who's buying that? Who's buying that? Now, and then you look at it and say, oh, come on, man, it's always easy in hindsight. Okay, well, because I've seen that 40,000 times, that's why you can't pay me to buy at highs, right? Because I've done it. I've been this guy. Been that guy. That's not how you trade. That's not how you survive in the market buying highs. Guess who doesn't buy highs? Banks, institutions, whales, sharks, call them whatever you want, right? This is just not. So think about Bitcoin right now. It's not that it couldn't, right? If it didn't occasionally fly, right, no one would ever buy those, right? So it does it, right? You almost want it to do it now and then, just enough so that there's somebody inexperienced. That's a better way to say it. It's not that they're stupid. I mean, we can tease, right? But it just takes just their inexperience, right, to know not to do that. I mean, it's a pretty regular occurrence, right? You don't buy at highs and you don't sell at lows. It like seems like, oh, come on, man, you're not being that. I have to remind people of that, right? Because emotionally, what are you thinking here? Oh man, that fucker's gonna fly to the moon. Oh, I'm gonna get in now while I still can. How do we know this is a liquidity grab? Because of what came off of it. Right? I don't have to wonder about what happened there. Not even a little bit. All right, I mean, I'm not here to give you trades, really, right? Like, we go through these and we see some setups, but really what I'm trying to do is teach you about how to work with the market, what it's giving you, right? So maybe Elliott's there, maybe it's not, maybe the market structure's there, maybe not, maybe it's just geometry, maybe it's just fibs, but things that you should pick up from this that you just don't want to do if you want a long-term career as a trader is buy, like, okay, so let's, TA 101, right? Like, you can't make it any simpler than this. And if you would just keep it this simple, it will serve you well over your life. Let's buy in the discount and let's sell in the premium. It sounds so like insanely stupid and obvious to say it that way, but your emotions are gonna fuck with you, right? Because you're gonna think, oh, it's gonna go. It's very easy right here to think, oh, that fucker's gonna go, right? That 5's not enough. It's gonna go. Very easy, and shit, for all we know, all right, we're gonna end up putting the 5 here, and this is A, B, something else, right? Or W, X, Y. But just that little discipline to say, well, I'm only buying it from in the discount and I'm only selling it in the premium. If you do that, you're ahead of 90% of the other traders who are going to buy the breakouts. They're going to do it. They're going to, right? We need them to do it because who gives us the liquidity? Right? They do. So is there a trade here? Well, we can see what they're doing. See they, right? I shouldn't say it that way. It's not like there's an invisible cabal that's out to fuck you, right? It's just this market makers have to do this, right? They've got to, for particularly something like silver, they've got to, they're moving size, so they got to do it without disrupting the market. So you could make a case that a 5 is in here. I don't know if we're done, but do I need to know? Probably not. Well, I can certainly say low to high, right? And then here, we're not to the 50, right? So if you're gonna, hey man, I'm only buying in the discount, right? Just that little, see how just reflexively, like, oh shit, looks like we could be ready to buy. Wait a minute. So again, we're back to your trading journal, and you took the long here because you thought, oh, it looks like, oh, but they swept the liquidity, they're gonna go, and they may, right? It may go here, but let's say you get stopped out. Okay, well now you're looking at your trade plan, and you're like, oh, why did I remember I was not going to take anything until it was in the discount. Oh, all right. So one to learn from. Well, if the next time it's sitting right there and you do the same thing again, did you learn anything from that? It took me many times, right? But most of us, it's going to take you getting your ass handed to you repeatedly before you go, all right, I got to put some rules around this, right? I got to limit myself with some discipline. Okay, so I'm going to just little baby discipline. Okay, I'm only going to buy the discount. I'm only going to sell at the premium. I swear to God, I bet you can't do it. Challenge yourself, because it's so tempting to think, oh, fuck that. I'm going to make, this is going to go. Very, very, it's just human nature, right? With FOMO, right? Well, oh, fuck, I don't want to miss that, man. Look at that $5. It's going to go. Oh, look, oh, yeah, but it's the discount from this swing. Okay. Well, what is it from that swing? Golden zone. Right. So then it's like, okay, well, am I using the Elliott, or the Elliott's inconvenient for me? Right. So now I'm going to ignore it. It's inconvenient for me. I don't mean me. I mean, if that's you, the trader, you think, oh shit, okay, well there's a 5, right? I know I want to look for that 2 at a 50, right? Again, market is not obligated to get to the 50, right? Market do whatever the fuck it wants to do. But you, as a disciplined trader, you gotta put some structure around your approach, or you're just fucking winging it. And you will blow up eventually. You won't survive, right? You may dabble in here for a while, but you won't survive long term. You won't. If you're just winging it, you don't have rules, you don't have something that guides you technically, it's just a matter of time, right? It's just not going to be long for the market. Well, again, things that, right, okay, what does that look like? Right, we've drawn a few of these. Now, again, I know, right? Right here, you're like, oh, fuck, man. They're accumulating before they're going higher. Oh, guess not. What are they doing? Distributing. Oh, what are they doing up here? Distributing. That sure looks like a 3. So you look in here and say, okay, well, I know, right? I know I want to look for 3s, right? So we can, and a 3, remember 3, you could always interpret a 3 this way. What was right there? Liquidity. Right? What did they do? Grab the liquidity. How do we know that? Look what comes off of it. Okay, so what's right there? So then you're looking at this going, okay, wonder why it stops there, right? Isn't that always a question you got to ask? Why does it stop here, right? Why not one tick further? Why there? That's when I would always look at the market and go, why? There has to be some rhyme or reason to it. Why does it stop there? Why does it stop there? Well, after a while, you're going to start to say, hey, there's some things I could use to help guide me. Right? Like to those of you that are still learning, if you haven't seen this before, your brain should be exploding right now. Holy fuck, are you kidding me? I mean, week after week after week, day after day after day, I show the same thing over and over and over. And I still have people on a regular basis say, holy shit, man, I never really understood how that worked. Why here? Why here? Why here? Right? Isn't that the question? Right? So I don't know how you're trading if you're not wondering, why does it stop there? Why does it stop here? Things to think about. Right. Then you can start to, okay, I get some foundational TA that I can work with here. Okay, I know that the market likes to, and again, right, the market can only do 2 things, right? We can only retrace and go external, or we can break this high or this low. That's it. That's all the market can ever do. So if you start noticing, hey, there's like this a tendency here for this thing to do this here, and these are, again, that's not ballpark. General vicinity of the golden zone. That's in the golden zone. So what can we objectively say here? We've got a swing. Oh shit, that's not going to work. We got a swing, I got a retrace, right? And I know I know why it stopped there. I don't have to wonder, hey, why there? I know why it stopped there. Well, now what? So where are we, right? We're just between two algos. I take you back to they don't give a flying fuck which one of these wins. They don't care because they'll get one or the other. It's they. It's just, it's not a they, right? They're looking at the P&L at the end of the day, month, year, week, whatever it is. But you're just stuck here, right? They don't care which side wins. They don't. You care because if you're going to take a position, okay, well, again, here's the 5. Okay, if I'm going to apply the Elliott, I'm going to look for that. Here, look. Right? Oh, we didn't quite make it. Makes you think, oh, maybe there's another, what are we on? Shit, we're on the daily. Maybe there's another push down there. 1, 2, 3. Sure looks like it. Okay, can we apply some Elliott here? Can we, right? Is it going to help me? I always say, if it's not helping you, get it off the chart, right? If it's not helping, oh, fuck me, come here. Right, okay, can we do a 1, 2, 3, 4? Can we do that? Right, well, what would the next thing you'd do? If you do it like me, you're missing that every time. Okay, does that look like, hey, there might be an impulse there? Now, I don't know that that's going to stay as an impulse, but right now, if this starts to come down, hey, I know what's going on. Look, I got a target right here at the 50, and we know we want to be a buyer at the 50. So right, it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be like, oh, I know what to do now. I know just what to do. Where are we looking for the 4 from the 2? All right, let's just do a little here. Yeah, let's go for our wave 4. Oh, right, looking good here. Doesn't overlap the 1. Not a great looking 3. It's not your textbook. Oh, look at my nice little 3. We don't get that. May not be done. Maybe it's gonna. I don't know. We don't know. Let's see. Let's go down. Let's go down to a 1. Do we have a 3 there? That's the only reason you'd go down to this level. That's the only reason. Excuse me. Only reason I do. A B. I can't say I like that. Looks like you'd have to do it as some sort of if it's going to be a corrective. Yeah, it's going to have to go down a little bit lower. Well, you'd have to do it as a if it's going to build. You're looking for a 3 here. So what's your best case here? You got some sort of an AB. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe, right? You can squeeze that out of there. 1. Oh fuck. 1 A B C 2 3 4 5. Right. So big extension in the 1. It's not gorgeous. Oh, here. What else do we have on here? Oh, let's put our SMC on here. See, I think there'll be a. Should be. See if we get a little order block here, which I think we do. Looks to me like there'd be one right here. They're calling that inducement here. So you got all of this imbalance here. Did we get one in here? Yeah, we did. All right, so right here. It's just red right here, right? So we haven't come. So inducement, right? So what's the idea of inducement, right? They're trying to. Inducement is just like we were talking about at those pivots, right? They're trying to induce the inexperienced into longing it there, right? Looks like they did. So ABC, maybe. It's not great looking, all right? But that's if you're after the 4. Let's take that up a degree. Let's go here and put that in green here. Okay, so maybe that's what you got to live with that. Actually, you might have to do it this way. Fuck. A, B, C. Looks like you might have to do it this way because you can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of that shit. It ain't great either way. Liquidity here. They didn't quite get it. It's not the greatest setup. So if that's me, I'd want to see that come down here and do this. Give me the finish here. I'd be watching for that overlap, right? To say if okay, something else happened, W, X, Y. You know, you're gonna adjust accordingly to what comes off of it as it sits right now. Well, shit, there's a trade there. All right, would I go heavy on it? Hell no. But you could put it right here, right? So if the premise is, another benefit to Elliott, right? If the premise is this is 1, 2, 3, and we're going to finish this as an impulse, well, if I go one tick beyond that, invalidated, right? So where's my stop? One tick beyond that. Where's my target? 4.3 to 1. Am I going to put heavy asset capital allocation in that? No, right? The setup's not good enough. But is it a valid trade? Sure. Why not? Just another trade. Not going to hurt me, right? That's just a jab, right? This, well, shit, I'll take 4 to 1. Why not? Right, got a clear target, got a clear count, right? All looks good. All right, shit, I went a little long there. Oof. How am I doing on time? 1. Okay, we're okay. Oh, shit, we got a couple hundred of you guys. All right. I always forget to look up there. Sam, you don't use footprint and DOM in your trading. Little Bamba, I do over when I'm trading futures heavily. Well, so trading light, you know, I will check, right, if I'm going into something. If I'm going to trade Bitcoin, I'll go over to trading light and take a look at that, Little Bamba. But for most of the work that I do and what we teach here, you don't, it's not essential, right? It's more of a, you know, short-term stuff in trading the DOM, right? Rather than what I'm teaching here, and most of what we're doing is all, as I like to say, Elliott, is most effective 60 minutes and above. So putting a footprint chart on with the DOM on a 60-minute and above, it's not really necessary. But over when I'm day trading futures, that's all I'm looking at all day long. Okay, so I think we're good here on silver. Okay, so I got, let me keep moving here. Holy shit, the NASDAQ. I'm just taking a peek over here. That's just, what are we up? 200, 300? That's just amazing. I digress. All right, let me finish up here. So I got there's a new member. I think Tuzilu. Okay, Tuzilu wants XPD USD. I think I teed that up because I didn't know what it was. It's XPD. Oh, it's Palladium. That's right. Okay. So Tuzilu asked for Palladium. It took me a minute to remember. I don't trade Palladium very much, but okay. So he gave me. Did you give me? No, he didn't give me a chart. Okay, so I just brought it up here and said, okay, what do we got here? Well, this is one where you're working backwards because we can look at this and say, okay, well, clearly we had a flat there. Right? I mean, a couple of different ways you can look at that, right? So a flat, it's just that, right? Expand the B, clear 5 finishes. Good example here where the Elliott is useful, right? It helps us here. 1, this looks like WXY, very shallow. 2, oh, the subdivision here almost doesn't matter, right? 3, 4. So I got, do you see this here? If I open this up, right? What do we, when we're applying Elliott, right? We finish, well, in this case, we're finishing the C here, but we're also finishing the 5th, right, relative to the 3, 4. So we finish a 5 and we finish a C here, both in 5s. So as you're sitting there looking at that, okay, well, this would be that. There's an example where 10 out of 10 Elliotticians likely, I shouldn't be that bold, likely give you the same count, right? Because the flat here is, I mean, the negative on the flat is that the length of time, right? It doesn't balance with the 2. You know, it's, again, Elliott's not perfect, right? So don't be looking for perfection. It's not perfect, right? This is, in a perfect Elliott count, this is way too big for that 2. Right? I mean, as a purist, you'd be looking at that going, oh, that's all completely ass backwards, right? It's taking way too long. And you maybe you want to put the 5 over here, but then you can you even, Jesus, that would be, Jesus, you'd have to do it. How would you do it, right? You'd have to do it like this. Oh, shit. You'd have to put the 4 over here. Right now, if you're sitting right here, you might have thought, well, shit, I got to go A, B, C, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It's a terrible 4. You might have thought, oh, the 5 is in right here. It'd been easy to think that. Easy, right? It's shit. If we were doing this, fuck, when is that? 2021, that's likely what you'd have thought. Oh, fuck, it's some kind of wacky ABC, right? What fuck? Oh, that's the COVID low, and that's what fucked us all up. That's why we have this craziness. But I need to get it into a 3, so I'll go ABC into the 3, and then I get my 5. Well, okay, right? As I will tell you, an Elliott count is just a snapshot in time. Well, whoa. Well, I got a lot of shit that came after that, and here, and I got a new high with a 5. So now you're adjusting based on what the market gave you. Well, based on what the market's giving me here, I recognize it, but then you look and you go, but it's too big to the 2, but you're kind of stuck with it. Again, Ellis, don't expect to find perfection in any technical analysis. We don't need perfection. It's when it shows up, right? There are times when you're like, oh my God, the 2's in the golden zone, the 3's the 1618, the 4's at the 38, and the 5's the 100. Like, it happens. It's not infrequently, right? Where you're going to find something like, holy shit, the thing is perfect. But you can't. That's abnormal, right? The normal, you're going to have to, because people aren't. We're not perfect, right? So that's why when we see things that are perfect, we know odds are very, very high that it's software doing it, not people. All right. So what did I say here? Okay. So swing low, high. What have we done? 50%. Does it look like we're done there? Tuzelu, if I'm saying that right. Oh, we probably complicate this, but at its core here, are we not just doing a big 3? Right? Is that not all we're doing? So I'd be curious. Right, see that B doesn't look like it's definitely not golden zone. Maybe you got a 50 there. Oh, I'm in log scale. I should note that. Let's get out of log. Well, maybe we need log. I think we do. Given that range. Okay, right. We didn't quite get to 50. Hang on. Yeah, this feels a little force-fitting. Okay, here's, not to dwell on this, but give you a nice example of why we don't want to buy at highs. Right? How do we know what happened there? Look what came off of it. Right, so what's happening here? Stops, liquidity grab. Change the character here. So we got an A. It's a clusterfuck, right? So that's probably a WXY, right? So into that B. 1, 2. Huh. Again, does it look perfect? No, not really. But 1, 2. Well, let's just plan them here and see how we can make that fly. Well, I'd be curious, right? So first, right? So after I put that up, okay. Well, what else can I find in here? How does the 2 to the 4 look? Well, that's a good looking 5. That's not a great looking 3. We sort of break down there, don't we? The impulse here doesn't look great. Oh, you're kind of stuck with that. Excuse me. Hang on. You're kind of stuck with that. Let's see here. Well, we can label it, but I can't say that I like it. You can't quite get it to fly. Oh, where's PK when I need him? What are we going to do with that? Yeah, I can get a diag in here. Okay, so we'd have to do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Since we get a little overlap here. All right, so you have to do it as an ABC. So you're going to have to do it as a diag that's ending. So which is not what you'd choose to have it finish this way, but there it is. I don't love that, but Oh, you might have to do it here actually. A, B, C into the 4. So this goes A, B. Fuck. And when I'm on a daily, yeah, that's good. Let's keep it down here. It's probably like better here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe you can get that to fly. Well, either way, right? You kind of want that to come down one more time, right? Get you that 50. Now we got liquidity here. Well, I should probably take that off, right? So I think I've mentioned this enough times, right? If you're interested in Sonar Labs, which we recommend, our link is below. We get you 10% off. Okay, it's useful, right? I mean, it's an extra 59. I think it's $59 a month. Quite useful, right? If you're interested in market structure. You kind of want that one more time, right? Don't you? If this is the 4, you want that to come down one more time. So you'd feel a little bit better about taking this. Maybe you get that 50. Yeah, that's kind of that's how I would look at that. But because this is kind of a bumpy finish, I'd wait. I wouldn't enter on this. Assuming this rolls over, I'd want to, now I'm on a 4. I'd go down to maybe a 30 or 15. Show me the 5. Show me the clear reaction off of that, and then I'll take the retrace, right, where I can be clear about where I'm out and where I'm invalidated, because this is it's a little too choppy. There's just not a great finish there. So thus I'd wait myself right now. If it runs, right, if it starts to go up here, okay, well, you got lots of areas where you might anticipate some reactions. Well, of course, right, there's going to be liquidity on each one of these. Right now, looks like this got mitigated. So I'd just be, ideally, right, you want this to come down here. Then you just be a little bit more comfortable with it. Again, as I will say often, if it's not what you're looking for, wait for your pitch, right? See, a lot of times I'm here going, okay, well, he's interested in it, so let me see if I was going to trade it. I guess this is how I would do it. But truth be told, right, as I'm struggling here, I'm already going, not ready. Next chart. There's so many things to trade. Why take something that's not just what you're looking for? Now, maybe Tuzalu sees something here that he likes, right? Maybe he's not an Elliott trader. Maybe he's just working with market structure. There's plenty of market structure here to get you started here. But for me, I'd wait. That's green banana, right? Go on my watch list. Okay, like it. Palladium. I'd probably trade. Yeah, I'd trade the CFD. It's probably plenty liquid. Okay, I got all that. Okay, how am I doing on time? All right, that's what I got there, Tuzalu. I did French toast. That was the first one we started with block, and oh shit, this is the tough one. All right, George, you gave me all right, let me finish here. This let me warn you, this is brutal. Is it? Let's see, where did you give it to me? Oh, it's over here. Okay, so let me bring this over. George making it hard on me here. I'm trying to go on a little vacation, and you're hitting me with BCH. Well, first, I shouldn't say that. I'm not a fan of BCH. But what do we care, right? If we can make money here, do we care, right? Now, so I'm looking over here. I see, George, I don't think this is a good, I think this is just way too off balance. So I'm going to give you my alternate here. Not suggesting that mine is right, yours is wrong. Just the way I see it. I don't like the, so here, think about what you're drawing here. See, this is these. I don't think these two are related in that fashion, right? So what I would do, I'm gonna just do it. Here, what I would do, George. Looks to me like it's more like that. A, B, C. It looks to me more like a 3 than a 5, even though I follow you, what you're thinking here. Can you talk a bit on how you might macro project such a wave structure for crypto? Leading, expanding, complicates things, right? So, well, that's what he's saying, right? So this is, yeah, definitely. We are in log here. That looks to me like, hang on. Oh, I'd probably do it this way, George. I'd do W, X, Y. Let's put that in something since you like the big ones. And I would take that off. That didn't sound right. You like the big ones. But you get my drift. So I'd make this an A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. I don't know that it matters, right? But I would look at it this way. I think you're actually missing. I think there's a higher high. I think you don't have all the data here actually. But okay, A, B. So I like it all the way down to here, right? So we actually end up in the same place. I just would count it a little differently. 1, A, B, C, right? We get it done. Okay, now we're going into this here, and I'm gonna. Okay, so you give me an alternate there. Okay, so let's go into the idea that this is the come here. This is the low. So we have a very deep corner, which doesn't invalidate it. Right, as long as we hold here, right? We don't take this out. As long as we hold here, I guess our 80% is in play. So I like it better this way, George. Right? So it's W, X, Y, A, B, C, D, E, B. All right, let's dig in over here. So we're on a daily. 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C into the 2. Well, that's sure impulsive. Jesus. That looks good, right? It's similar to Bitcoin. All right, well, where are we here? Come here. What do what's next up here? So it looks like you got an order block right here. That's a supply zone that's not been mitigated, but you got multiples. This being the extreme, right? So you probably use this as another target. 1, 2. Okay, well let's measure. 1, 2. I can't make that shit up. Where's the highest probability location for a 3? 1618, the length of the 1 projected from the 2. What do we do? 1618 to the tick. Not general vicinity. Let's do the tick. Okay, so do we know that that's the 3? No, but if I'm looking for a place to plant this, like, oh shit, well, wouldn't the highest probability location be a reasonable place to start, right? We got to put it somewhere. And of course, you have a second corner here. You're going to be mighty deep here, right? So already tagged, right? So that doesn't really help us because it's so deep. We don't have the right angle, so probably better to stay with this one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe. We don't know that it's done. We're on a daily. Let's go to a 4. Does it look like? Oh, it looks like we could be. Well, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this looks 3-ish. So that like, oh, so again we got a shitty 1, 2. Oh god damn. Looks like that's the 2s. Looks like you got to do it this way. Looks like that's what you're stuck with. What am I getting? Somebody pinging me. It looks like you're stuck with that. Now, we don't know that that's done. We don't know, right? It's wicked into the high probability zone, but that doesn't mean it has to stop there, right? It's just a reasonable place to be targeting, right? If you're down here going, well, what should I target for the 3rd? You know, pull something out of your, you know what? Or you want to use, well, where do they usually go? Are we done there? Got anything below? We don't. Well, it doesn't quite look right. So this, it looks like it wants to keep going to me, right? It looks like it doesn't quite have the right look, right? This is too abrupt. Long meandering 2, and we're going to finish the 3 that fast? I don't think so. Which maybe for a bull, right? Very good news, because the implication would be then this is 1, 2, even though, yeah, that's 1, 6, 1, 8. That could be the 1 of the 3. So if that's the case, we're talking about a very bullish scenario here, because then we'd be looking way up as he's, well, good job, George. All right, so he's reading that kind of the same way. If this is 1, 2, and this is going to be the next 1, well, let's go. Let's just label it. 2. All right. If this, let's assume we're going to finish up here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take those up a degree. Put them in something else here. So maybe that's your 1. You're going to wait for the 2. Reasonable spot here. A lot of imbalance. Come back down for the 2. I mean, this is how I would leave it teed up right here, right? So this would be, we're looking for a 2. We're just looking for a golden zone down here. Oh, how convenient, right? We get that 2. Think about what just happened with Bitcoin, where it came down and gave you that chance. But some took it, some didn't. All that would be up there. So we're looking for this to be the 1 of the 3 relative to this 1. So 1, 2, 1, 2 is what I'd be looking for. And I don't know that we're going to go any higher, but it looks like that's a reasonable spot. Well, you've got multiples here, right? Lots of liquidity grabs up there. So wait on that one. That's what I see there, George. I think that looks like you got a nice candidate there. I mean, there's nothing not to like here. 1, 2, probably not 3. Okay, guys, that's all I got. Now I'm out of town. Oh shit, we got. Oh man, I was surprised we'd get this many watching today, since I normally do them on Wednesdays. But I'm traveling tomorrow. I'm taking a little mini break. It's going down. We're actually kind of shopping for a new city here. So we're looking to relocate. Not that I don't love Austin. I can't live with these allergies anymore. They just make my existence really, really difficult. And I've tried everything there is to try. So what's left? Move. That's the only thing left. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're going to head down to North Carolina, do a little house shopping, see what that looks like. So I'll be back on Saturday. We'll fire up next week. We'll be back on a regular schedule. I may have one of my senseis going to sit in on Friday. I'm not sure. But otherwise, we'll be back to a regular schedule next week on Wednesday, when we do the same kind of thing. Hopefully you guys pick up a few little nuggets, a few ideas, maybe a few things about maybe not buying the highs and selling the lows, some of that. And that's all I got, right? Okay, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you pick up a nugget or two, and we'll catch you, we'll catch you next Wednesday. All right, guys, take it easy.